Howdy on Workbench Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. So, I need a hammer. I can't make a hammer. Apparently I need 5th level miner 69er to make a hammer. So I thought I'd go check the traders over here and see if they've got anything remotely looking like a hammer. And while we're doing that, I thought we could talk about some movies I watched this week. I managed to get some time to put in a couple of movies. The first one I watched was, they're all new movies, so spoilers. The first one I watched was called Project Gemini. It was alright. It was a sci-fi horror, kind of. And it was a virus was wiping out all plant life on Earth, and they found a cave that contained a alien device in it, and so they managed to backwards engineer the two devices. I guess they found two devices. One was a hyperspace engine, and the other was this orb that would terraform a planet. I'm not sure if that works better than this. I know later when you get the blades and stuff, the steel knuckles, it's pretty awesome, but you don't count as a hammer. I'm sorry. You count as a hammer when it comes to construction, but I don't think you count as a hammer when it comes to making a workbench. And that is currently my problem, is I need a workbench. I think I need a workbench. Yeah. All parts of that require a workbench. So, it was alright. The acting was a little odd. The storyline was pretty weak. They didn't explain things I felt needed to be explained. Like the virus on Earth, fine, whatever. The CGI was good. Right, the special effects was good. The horror part was alright. There's just a few things that happened over the course of the show that didn't make any sense. That I felt detracted from what was going on. So when they activated the orb, the scientist who basically unlocked the orb. He saw a shimmering figure, and then when they went to jump to their destination, I saw you teasing me. I saw you getting saved by the grass. Dang it, I missed him. There we go. And gotta collect that meat, right? So I don't know why I can't collect my thoughts on this movie. Basically, they went to teleport to their new, not teleport, but warp to their new destination. And when they warped, it didn't work. Uh, the warp went through, but they didn't come out where they thought they were going to, and so they blamed the navigator, and so then it kind of turned into a bit of aliens at that point, which was the good part. The navigator dies, and they think he killed himself because he let them get stranded and, you know, made it so Earth would die, basically. I think Earth was going to die anyways. Their whole plan was to create a colony. I don't know. They didn't explain any of that. It wasn't relevant to the movie either. So I wasn't that particularly sad that they didn't go through what their plan was to get everybody off Earth. But so their plan was to take a copy of the orb to this new planet and use it to start a new terraforming project that would allow them to move people from Earth to this new place. And but like I said, when they tried to warp, it didn't work. Took them someplace else. And so over the course of the movie, they figure out where they're at, um, which is fine. All of that was fine. All it was, I said it was a poor story. It wasn't a poor story. It was just a basic story. It was good. I enjoyed all of that part. Um, I enjoyed where they went and what they had to do to, you know, do what they had to do to complete the mission and all that. But the weird part was they never explained the monster in a way I found useful. Like apparently the monster was trying to terraform in a way that it needed, but they never explained the monster. At any point did they explain anything about it. Uh, and like it just appeared out of nowhere. It started killing them for no reason, as far as I could tell. You would think that if the creature, I guess it wasn't a monster necessarily, but you'd think that if the creature was responsible for this technology, that it could have just started technology and locked the humans out, right? Uh, but yeah, so I was disappointed that they didn't explain anything about the creature itself. It looked cool, but I don't know why it was killing people. I just there wasn't a reason for it to be killing people. I can't get in. That's why I'm wandering around the outside here. It's closed at the moment. And so, but it was all right. It was all right. It was just, you know, I probably should be breaking down these whoa guy these cars for parts, right? Since I lost all my boxes. Uh, but yeah, it was called Project Gemini. It was okay. The next movie I watched, I went in expecting it to not be good, and I was pleasantly surprised. I like the original Scream movie. I don't really remember a lot about the sequels, um, and uh, so it was like if you watch the new Matrix movie, right? I didn't think the new Matrix movie was that great. It was way too much social commentary, and I don't mean like SJW stuff. I don't care about that. I mean, I do care about that, but it doesn't. I'm not offended. I don't know how to say this without sounding weird. Most of the time when people talk about social commentary, they talk about like, oh, people are like, oh, just, let me live my life, and we think that you shouldn't live your life like that, right? That's usually when people talk about social commentary, that's what they're referring to, is that they can be bigoted. Um, uh, my problem with the Matrix movie was like it was this comment on how the sequel to the Matrix movies was being treated, or how the writer director was being treated by felt they were being treated by the industry at large, right? It didn't have a place in a Matrix movie. It was weird to me. Uh, Scream, on the other hand, also did that kind of meta thing a little bit, but theirs was funny, and it was about how bad sequels are, and I kind of like that. Um, and it was, how people don't want a reboot, people don't want a direct sequel. You've got to do a I think they call it a requel or something like that in the show. Um, and just talk about how it had to be related to the original people, but couldn't be, you know, completely separate from the old movies, but not a reboot of the old movies and not a direct sequel with the original people. There's a lot of like zombies standing over here. Got ourselves a little horde going on. Looks like a good opportunity for XP for me. Although I'd like to know why my guy is moving so weird. It's like really slow. And he's thirsty. Oh, I guess I'm overweight here. So, so yeah, I like the new Scream movie. I thought it was good. Uh, it was a good callback to the one. I knew pretty much who were the killers pretty quickly on. Well, I knew who one of the killers was like right off the bat. I had no doubt in my mind. Um, and so it was just a good Scream movie, right? They talk about the rules, and all the people are related to each other, and in some way, not related, but like they're all friends and stuff, and they go over the rules, and the rules are what happened, and stuff like that. It was just a good soft reboot, I think they're calling them, to the Scream franchise. I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun. Was it a thinker? No. Um, but it have some fun moments as a slasher horror film. Yes. So I did enjoy that one. And then the last one I got a chance to watch was surprisingly good. Um, and that was the new Batman movie. I am a huge Batman fan. I have read most of the Batman comics from the 80s onward. Um, I've read some of the older ones too. I've probably read up through the. It started in like 1929, I think, and then so I've read it up through like the 50s or 60s, somewhere in there. And then I lost my comic book collection um, due to a hard drive failure, and never managed to acquire them again. Um, all right, buddy. I need a hammer. You got a bottle of acid. That's nice. But I need a hammer, not a sledgehammer. Oh, you just flat out sell a workbench for 6,000. I'd rather have a hammer though. I can make my own workbench. I just need that hammer. It doesn't look like he's got one. Uh, nope.
Thanks anyways. You be careful out
All
there.
right. Well, I'm gonna go back to my base then and see about getting some food put together, since my guy is hungry and I don't actually have any food. But I did. I did get some eggs, and I do have some meat, so I should be able to make some meat and eggs. At least a couple in here, anyways. But yeah, the new Batman movie was pretty good. Um, I would say it's probably one of the better Batman movies, honestly. And I'm shocked I'm saying that. Uh, I did. So I'm starting to notice this thing. Um, and I'm not sure what it is, but there's a there's a distinct divide between actors now, it seems to me. I felt it a lot when I was watching um, the newest Spider-Man movie, um, and it feels like, and I don't know, it's not every everybody, but I'm noticing that some of the actors in movies now do a good job at playing their part, but they don't feel like they're the person. I mean, I'm sure this is always true, but more and more of the big name actors that I see do not feel like the character to me. And um and so it's really and I mean a lot of actors are just the same persona, like it's just the actor in every part, right? But there's just like a little a feeling that they are that character, and I noticed it in the Batman movie that there was a huge difference in the feel of uh, what's his name, Robert Patterson and Zoe Kravitz, I think is who played Catwoman, and like Colin Farrell who played the Penguin, or John Turturro who played Carmine Falcone, um, or I don't even know what his name is, the dude that played the Riddler. Like those guys felt like their characters, but Robert Patterson and Zoe Kravitz felt like they were playing characters. And it was a weird, like I was blown away that Colin Farrell was the Penguin. Like I didn't look at anything going in, and I was just amazed that that was him. He was so good in that part, and he doesn't look anything like Colin Farrell. I was like, man, this guy is really good, and so I had to look him up because I was like, he's such a good penguin, and and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't see him on the list. He's not on the list anywhere. I don't. And They had him listed as Oz, and then you had to click on him to get that it was the penguin, because the penguin's name is Oswald Cobblepot, And so Colin Farrell as the Penguin, they call him Ozzy at one point in the movie. And so he was just so good. And then I'm like, okay, Robert Pattinson basically doesn't have a persona in this movie. He felt like he was channeling Christian Bale as the Batman, which I'm fine with because Christian Bale I think is one of my favorite people to portray. Mm, his portrayal is one of my favorite versions of Batman. And so Robert Patterson just basically doing Christian Bale Batman, I was fine with that. Like he had almost the same speech pattern. Um, he didn't get the gravelly, where is it in his voice, but he did do that a bit. And so it just, it was like watching Christian Bale Batman again. And I had commented before the movie came out that it was really weird to me how terrible Robert Pattinson looks as Bruce Wayne. And I'm like, it's like I don't, it gave me doubts about the movie going in because I didn't know anything about the movie. I didn't watch any. I watched a trailer, I think, but I didn't, read any articles or anything about it. I didn't know. It's pre him taking on the full Bruce Wayne, uh, you know, interaction with the public. Basically, he's come back and he's Batman, and he doesn't care about anything else, and so he's letting his family's uh, business end of things fall apart because he refuses to attend any meetings and he doesn't do anything but be Batman. And so that's why he looks so terrible as Bruce Wayne because he's not Bruce Wayne at the moment. Um, and but I was surprised at how much I liked that movie. It was good. Uh, oh, I only got 3 eggs. Wow, I thought I came back with more than that. Uh, but yeah, I do have some criticisms for the movie. It wasn't perfect, but it was really really good. Uh, Much better than I was expecting it to be. Did I pick up anything that I want? Oh, gas. Um, um, and then so my criticisms for the movie were that the I don't understand the point of having the Riddler in the movie at all. It's a long movie. It's like 3 hours long, and or 2 hours and 43 minutes. I think is the a little over 2 hours and 43 minutes is the runtime. Probably close to 3 hours with the final credits. And so um, it's a long movie, and I bet the Riddler only impacts about 25 minutes of the film. They might as well not even had him in the movie, honestly. They could have saved themselves 25 minutes. Um, he, I'm going to keep that when that one goes down, I think. He, played such a surprisingly small part. I thought it was supposed to be about the Riddler from the trailer. It looks like it's about the Riddler. But it's not. It's about Carmine Falcone and the Penguin, and they're all through it. They're most of the film is Carmine, the Penguin, and Catwoman. And I was shocked. I was shocked that that was the storyline, and it was a good storyline. It did not need the Riddler. Uh, okay, nope. I need you, and I don't have a lot of water. Oh, I can't make bacon and eggs? Why can't I make bacon and... Oh, because I've got no wood in here. I can make a bacon and egg. Why can't I grill my meat? Oh, because I don't have a grill. Okay. Oh, you know what? Watch this. I need food, so I'm gonna... Oh, do I not know how to cook grilled meat? Oh, no, I do. It just refused to admit that I could cook grilled meat. Oh, you know what? I also brought back water, so... why don't you boil up my water, too? So yeah, it's spoilers. Spoilers. The movie was more about Catwoman had a friend who went missing, and she was trying to find out what happened to her. Uh, and Carmine Falcone and the Penguin basically were running Gotham, and everybody was afraid to speak out against them, and all the police and everybody were in on it, working for Carmine Falcone. That's basically the movie. The Riddler shows up basically three times in the film. He wants to reveal the truth of what's going on in Gotham, and so he's gonna reveal that Carmine Falcone runs Gotham. But honestly, you could have removed him from the film and just had that been something Batman found out while he was trying to help Catwoman find out what happened to her friend. And so it's odd how little the Riddler mattered to that story. I mean, sure. At the end, he did a thing, and and it had a big impact on bringing Batman out to being a hero instead of a vigilante in the darkness, which is the point of the movie, is Batman becoming involved in Gotham instead of hunting in Gotham, basically. Um, and so, I mean, that part was important to the story, but I'm just, he really had such, the Riddler had such little to do with what was going on. I was just very surprised. But very good version of Batman. I am pleased at how good that movie was. I thought it was going to be terrible going in. Um, it's I'm shocked they were allowed to make it. It is not a fast-paced action movie. It's slow and it's dark, and terrible things happen in it. And another criticism I do have for the movie is I'm used to Batman having to do things to protect himself from bullets and stuff. And in this movie, basically, he wore armor that just let him walk into bullets. It was an odd touch. Uh, all right, and then real quick to finish off, I have to talk about my phone some more. Um, so after they removed my service, um, they uh, they removed my service because my phone was no longer compatible with their network. All right, they didn't remove my service. I still have my service. I just don't have a phone that works with their network. So I had read that I could replace the SIM. I replaced the SIM. The SIM didn't work, or that trick didn't work. Uh, so I ordered a phone from them. That didn't work. Or no, I ordered a phone from them, and then they told me it was on back order, and they didn't know when it would be in. I need a phone. Luckily, just working over Wi-Fi works for most of my work, so I was able to get work done again the last couple weeks here. Um, I can't believe it's been a couple weeks, and so I went on to their store to look at what phones they approved of, and I ordered one of those phones. I get the phone, it doesn't work. Turns out that only certain models, no, certain, I don't even know what to call it because the phone's model is an approved model, but the version of the model I have is not one of the approved versions. And so even though there are 8 versions of this model of phone, only 2 of them work with AT&T apparently. So I went online to their tech support, and the dude said, "Look, uh, get a phone, a Net 10 phone." So I went and I got a Net 10 phone. Um, I got my Net 10 phone today. I did not go to a local store. I ordered it from Amazon. I got that today. Guess what? Doesn't work. Is not compatible with the phone service in my area. But it's a Net 10 phone, like they told me to get. Just not. I didn't go to the local Walmart to get it. Uh, So then um, yesterday I did get an email saying that they had shipped my back ordered phone that they approved of directly. So I guess I'll have to wait till that comes in. Currently I am phoneless. So, what a giant hassle. All right. With that, I am going to call it a day. So be better in the small things. Lean in the light. I will talk to you later.